Diane, I wanted to before we get to our couple news stories, I wanted to go over your threesome with you.
Oh yeah.
So Diane, you know, she's working on it. You know, we joke, right? And she's working on a new bit.
It's like the worst I've had better threesomes, but this was like the worst one ever. Like, I learned so much from it. Like for now, you know, if I were to have another one again, like I'm very, you know, I have steps. I'm very professional. I'm a professional.
You got it down now.
I got it down now, but
yeah, but you don't. Do
you want me to talk about it?
Absolutely. I do want to talk about really quick though. I just learned about this unicorn.
Oh, you didn't know that was a term? Yeah.
I am so old and out of it, and I'm not on the Tinder. A friend of mine is currently on Tinder, and she has been sending me. She's bi, so she's like going for what, you know, both.
Yeah, and whatever.
She has been sending me screenshots of some of these people on Tinder, and we're going to do a show where we just rate and look at some of these screenshots of these people. Cause I am like, if I ever am single, I'm done. I'm too old. I'm not dealing with this.
Now you see where I am.
Oh man, you know what I used
Lauren,
to do?
Wait till we get to rate these people. Wait till we do this show. It's going to be, But anyway, that's when I said a lot of the emoji was like a unicorn. So again, explain to me exactly about the unicorn.
So a unicorn is basically usually a single female who is willing to be a participant in a threesome or an orgy. They're called unicorns because to find a single female
very rare
that is willing is very rare. So that's where the term unicorn comes from. So
Lauren, you would not be a unicorn.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. I feel like
Lauren is
Lauren,
so serious. She's like, no.
I feel like Lauren is one of those horses that would, like, you know, like the ones that do like the proper event that jumps over the thing.
She's an equestrian.
She's an equestrian horse. She's like, she's got, you know, she's on the straight and narrow, you know, like her little jockey rides her, and you know they jump the thing, and you know it's like.
Lauren, is there an emoji to put? Is there an emoji to put on your Tinder where you're just like an equestrian horse? That's funny. That's a funny fucking bit though. Think about it. If you talk about like, you know what, I'm not a unicorn, or I could say, you know what, I am one of those, like, I'm the fucking horse that pulls a wagon. Like that's
right now. I called now I'm a sad donkey.
You're a sad donkey.
I'm a sad donkey. I'm just like that donkey that just is like overworked, and it's just the tongue sticking out like.
Yeah, like
and it's like slow as shit. Like I'm a little burrito.
You're the donkey that brings people down to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
with all the shit on their back. You know what I mean? Like you're the donkey that's just like trying to get down the canyon with all the fucking Lauren is an equestrian. What could I be? I want to be special. I want to be a Clydesdale.
I think you're like a stud. I think you're like, you know, you're the horse.
Sea biscuit.
I feel like you're the horse that the vet like grabs the cup and is like, okay, it's time to jack you. I don't know why I was just catching up on Yellowstone. That's why, and like they actually showed that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. When they had to jump on that bull. That was crazy.
Yeah,
but that's how they do it.
Is it okay? So they don't like put the little girly horse in the room with the boy horse. Okay.
They get that boy horse, hops up on this big fake looking bull, and this guy like jacks it underneath.
Right.
And
yep, they hold like a sleeve to like, you know, it's like a fleshlight for the horses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the poor guy on Yellowstone was like, they were training him and they made him do all the shit work. This one guy on the show. He was like the poorest, saddest cowboy that they were trying to toughen up. And he's the one that had to jerk off the horses. And he was like, oh. And
like
it's a lot more.
There's no warning. There's like no warning for that. It's like, oh, here you go.
Yeah, my girlfriend, we did binge all of Yellowstone. It was enjoyable. I watched 5 fucking seasons. It was good though. But yeah, so all right. Well, I'm glad we all know what kind of horse we are. Back to the unicorn threesome.
Okay, so I kind of so like in my 20s, I haven't been married for 5 years now, and like my husband and I are pretty like vanilla. Like, you know, I mean, we spice it up sometimes, but but now I'm just like, but in my 20s, I was just like, I was a hungry hippo. Like my vagina was just wanting to eat all the balls, like, gang, 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 gang. It could be, the balls are, they could be titties, they could be balls, my vagina.
Yeah. You were open to it all. You were a true unicorn.
Yeah, I was.
You were the unicorn before it was fucking even known that you were a unicorn. You made the unicorns.
I made hello, like mother of dragons. I'm like mother of unicorns.
You were the mother of unicorns.
Diane Jorge, horniest woman of Westeros, mother of unicorns, bringer of blowjobs. Like. Boobies, 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 penis, boobies, penis, boobies, penis. Okay.
Lauren, can you fucking even take her?
Come, titty, come, titty, come, titty, come.
All right, mother unicorn. So let's talk about the worst threesome you ever had.
Okay, so I was doing like a yoga class like twice a week, like a Groupon someone gave me or whatever. And actually really got into doing the yoga for a minute, and like I became friends with a lot of people in the class. And there's this one girl that I got really close to in particular, and she's like, "Oh, my husband's having a birthday party. I wanted to invite all the girls from the class, so we all go to the birthday party." But when like you're at a party and you just keep drinking and drinking and drinking, and then slowly people are leaving and you're not noticing, and then all of a sudden it's like 2 a.m. and it's like 5 people. I was one of the 5 that stayed behind. Then all of a sudden you start drinking more and you play like Never Have I Ever, and then you reveal dark sexual secret fantasies that you've never told anyone. And then you almost make out with someone, but then you don't do it. And then, you wake up the next morning and you're like, oh, that was a fever dream, whatever. And then the next day we actually went to yoga. And she was like, oh, Diane, my husband and I had did you have fun? Yeah. My husband and I really like you. I'm like, oh, yeah, I really like you guys too. You guys are so cute together. Thinking she's like, no, we like you. And I'm like, oh shit, I did say that out loud. Because I said something about like, oh man, like I just want to watch you two fuck or something. Like I did something ridiculous. I mean, I was joking. Like I was drunk, so I was just trying to like get a rise out of people and just trying to be provocative or whatever. But I meant it a little bit. Right?
Yeah.
But
and then let them know you're a unicorn, bitch.
Yeah.
Subtly.
I mean, I was pretty open about, like I'm not, genitals are not, like without borders, I'm a hoe without borders, like I don't care about what's in between your legs, you know what I'm saying? Like, but, so then she was like, okay, cool. Like, how do we do this? And she's like, oh, we've never done this. And I'm like, well, just we go out and we just, see if there's any chemistry, and then one thing leads to another, one thing leads to another. And I'm like, it'd be good to know, like, if there's anything off limits, right? That's one thing I learned the hard way, because I was in a other threesome and someone stuck a finger up my butt, and like is
that where you draw the line?
I mean, butt stuff is, I don't know. I have to be mentally.
That's with your stallion only.
Yeah, I mean, I promised my husband, but it's been 5 years. So I told him, oh, when we get married, it's yours. The brown jewel is yours. The brown jewel is yours. Indiana Jones and the Journey to the Brown Jewel. 5 years going. Bum, ba-dun, dun. Not tonight, babe.
All right, so you're setting your limits.
Yeah, so I'm just letting you know, like, we went out to dinner, and I'm like, listen, just like, the only thing, we ended up going to dinner, and we were talking about, I'm like, look, is there anything you're into, not into? I also wanted to make sure, like, I wasn't going to be chained up and, like,
left some fucking right.
Off. Yeah,
Yeah. Like, you're not that good at the yoga moves. Like, fuck you. Okay.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm not.
Yeah. Right. Let's not
get
crazy.
I also Googled them because just to, I made sure they,
right.
Like, whatever. Anyway. And then, we went out to dinner, then we went out to like some bar, and then like her and I started kissing, and we were like, it's so hot, whatever. Right. And then, we end up going back to their place, and we all just like, okay, let's do it. So we undress, right? And her and I start making out, right? Because I'm thinking, it's the patriarchy threesome, as I like to call it. 2 women, 1 man, yada yada. The women start making out with each other.
But doesn't he usually end up getting voted off the island at some point?
Yeah, at some point, right? But then he comes in aggressively towards me, and like right before he touches me, the wife like holds him back, like,
oh, she cock blocked him.
Yeah, she was like, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" And he's like, about to have a threesome.
We're having a threesome
with my wife and her friend. And she's like, "I'm sorry, but I'm your wife. You should have come up to me first."
Oh, there we go.
And then he's like, "Wait a minute. You started kissing her first. Why? By that logic, like, you should have come up to me first." "Well, she's our guest, so I wanted to make her feel welcome."
Now you got a fucking marital fight happening.
I'm like, what? I go, did you guys not read the Emily Post chapter on threesomes? Like, what is happening? So then, and then he's like, but what if I was trying to make her feel welcome? Oh, so you're trying to make her feel good, but not me? Bitch, you wanted this. And she's like, no, but you at the party, you're like, oh my God, Diane would be super fun in the bedroom. And then he's like, well, you talk about wanting to slip a finger in her butt while she's doing downward dog. And I'm like, I go, the butt is off limits. The butt, I just started screaming, the butt is off limits. I'm trying to break the tension. And then they shushed me. And I'm like, oh, I'm really a sexual object now because I can't even talk. Like, I am just a life-size, awkward fucking sex doll just standing in front of you. I'm just a girl standing in front of a couple wanting to be fucked, And they just kept going back and forth. And then, I tried to sneak out. Like, I said something about lube to try to be funny. They ignored it. So I'm like, all right.
They're just fucking like pretty much like me.
No. And it's like they're bringing up shit from like the past.
Yeah.
And they're bringing up like, and he's like, and to think you almost didn't marry me because you weren't going to go out because you were with that hoe Maria. No. I'm like, Maria, no here. Like,
don't we all know this type of a couple, though, that once they start arguing, regardless of what, you were in the worst situation to have to deal. You're like, whoa. Yeah. But just in general, like, don't we all know that couple that will just start like a simple little bicker and then it will turn into fucking devolving their deep, darkest secrets about each other in this hateful spewing. Yeah.
I think about your brother when we're having sex. Like, all this weird thing. I don't know if I'm sure they said that. But anyway, but I was trying to leave. So I they didn't notice me after. I'm like, okay, well, this sex doll is going to dress herself and go home. So, I fucking put my clothes on, and then their door was squeaky as fuck. So I was trying to sneak out. It was like, and they're like, oh my God, Diane, where are you going? I'm like, you guys have some things to sort out. I'm going to go home and masturbate. Thank you. I'm going to find some normcore prom, porn